Uh, Talking about the fifth episode and also a little bit, also, obviously the last episode. The fifth episode was, I wouldn't say boring. It was stupid. Um, Basically, a lot of decisions made was based off of stereotypes of, but women may make, we're too emotional, so obviously we would have a freak out. The whole idea that a group of people would start murdering other people because they're angry. Well, yes, it does happen in real life. The motivation towards it wasn't there. Like Danny being a little trigger happy and a little angry, yes, there was signs of it in a couple of episodes and a couple of seasons way back. But I think we've got to a point with her in that she didn't have to do that. Everybody kept on saying, once the bells ring, we're good. You don't have to do anything else. You've won. You've got the Iron Throne. I understand her blowing up the actual like castle. That made sense to me. But killing all those people, innocent people, that in other seasons she spent so much time trying to protect innocent people for her because of one death. And remember, she's seen shitloads of her people die in the third episode. So for her to have one freak out, even if it's a friend, even if someone's close, remember, she's left and seen friends of hers die before. So it's not like it's the first time she's seen that before. Um, so for her to become murderous on jump off, that's just crazy time. And it's really insulting as a woman. It's really insulting as a person to have watched Game of Thrones. I watched the first episode before anyone else because I got a screener years ago, and to have the idea that after all these years, all this time, I'm now watching a character who from the very beginning was sweet and kind, who changed, who stopped being naive and changed who she was and became a little harder, but that was because of the situations that were given. And every time she overcame things because she had to. And she made a point to not stop being sweet, or being kind to others, to understand each other, to think about the weaker person, to think about all the things that she had to go through. And to see this person who through all these seasons developed into a pretty round person, to now just stereotype it as the angry woman, the scorned woman. Oh, that's exactly how any woman was from. That's the whole argument about any woman who's trying to get any kind of power. She's a bitch. She's crazy. She's too emotional. To say that that's the only way how we're gonna play this. If they were gonna do this, they needed to set this up two seasons in advance, of her slowly but surely losing her mind, and people not being able to curtail her. No one, no one gave enough leeway for this to happen. It just seems stupid. Um, with Cersei and Jamie dying in their arms, that wasn't earned, not in any sense. From him leaving, oh girl, to her just sitting there having a freak out. Like, bitch, you didn't have a freak out in Blackwater, and you for sure thought that you weren't gonna win. So for you to sit here and start to have a breakdown and crying and shit, that's just bullshit. That's not the Cersei that you brought up for all these seasons. This is the whole episode, which is the second to worst episode in the season. Not in the whole series, because the whole series they've had episodes, but not horrible episodes. This was a horrible episode because they didn't work hard to make it right. They just did the opposite. They could have literally taken the budget for this, cut it in half, and gave character moments for everyone to build up if they wanted this to happen. And they couldn't have just made a totally different decision. She could have died by Danny's hand. Tyrion would have given a more great performance because he was seeing his family die in front of him, and he could have gave the reaction that was needed. I feel like there's no reason for this. It's just a waste of time, and this is part one. We're gonna come back to it.